What country are we in, sweets?
Not Canada.
Not Canada. We're in the United States of America again.
Where else would we be? We
could
don't fly places.
Well, we could be anywhere in Canada. And after our trip down to Florida, where we got harassed by the police and the van pulled apart twice by Border Patrol, we were not having a lot of confidence in a good start, but turned out okay. I mean, Border Patrol was kind of cold and rude, but that's sort of Border Patrol for you. But we soared through no problem. Mm-hmm. And we're down here in Toledo, Ohio. The great city of Toledo. And we've got a little waterfront path that we're going to take the dogs for a walk on, but this is not our final destination. We're off to Kings Island for the weekend, kind of by default, because we tried to go to Kings Island. Was it November we tried to go to Kings Island? No, it was like September or something. Whenever we went to Michigan. And we found out that they were already closed for the season. Yeah, it was like weird, like September, and I couldn't believe they were already closed. So we ended up canceling our 2 nights at the KOA, and they were kind enough to give us a rain check, so we took it for this weekend. And attempt number 2 at Kings Island. All right.
They are open this time, we checked.
Yes, they're absolutely open. And Friday should be pretty slow tomorrow because it's a weekday and it's the end of April, so I'm guessing people are still going to school and work. Path go back this way. Well, we're going to take a little walk on the path. That's just a boring drive to Walmart tonight. But tomorrow morning, the fun begins. Best start to the day.
Why?
Because it poured rain all night, and we discovered that the van is still leaking. So this isn't even something I've talked about, but
You can't fight water.
we have a major leak in the AC area where the air conditioner is. It's coming in, and I'll get into that later. But we thought we had the leak fixed, and unfortunately we got a lot of rain last night. And there was water in the van, so not a great way to wake up, but the rain has subsided and it's a bit gray and cloudy, but we're here at Kings Island. I was just about to say Kings Dominion. Same, right? Both have an Eiffel Tower. And yeah, I'm gonna head over and ride Orion, which is the new B&M hypercoaster here.
Your name's Ryan.
Orion, for sure.
I just realized that.
Yeah, I haven't been on this.
You have to scream Orion.
We did come here for Winterfest, but it was not, the coaster wasn't open. Now I gotta find where this coaster is. All right, well, let's get our day here at Kings Island going. Looks like another extreme sports show. day 2 of our little mini road trip down here to Mason, Ohio for Kings Island.
Yep.
And we're in the very quaint and beautiful town of Lebanon in Ohio. We stayed at a KOA yesterday here in Lebanon, and I didn't even get one single clip of the KOA, which is unusual because usually that's what I'm doing. But we've got so many headaches going on. So yesterday when we arrived at the park, I mentioned in our little walkthrough video that we had a major leak in the van. The same major, that would be an understatement in my opinion. Horrendous. So the way our van is set up is there's an air conditioning unit in the back that's set inside the roof. And then there's like a big open area where the water's supposed to drain out. And I guess over 23 years that area had rotted out and the water started, instead of pouring out the back of the van, started pouring inside the van. And I didn't even cover, usually when we do major repairs, I try and make a video of that, just so maybe other camper van people and RVers can see what we're trying to do to fix problems. And it was such an enormous task that I was so caught up in it, I just couldn't even fathom trying to film it. But I did take a couple of pictures of the inside after I had bondoed it and sprayed it down with rubberized spray. So I'll put those photos right here. And we're still dealing with this leak. I have tried, we put spray foam insulation. We put Bondo on the inside of the van. Look at me rubbing my eyes in stress right now. Then the spray foam we trimmed down and we put fiberglass cloth and then fiberglass resin on it. And then I sprayed it full of paint. Then I sprayed it full of rubberized spray. That didn't seem to work. Then I filled the corners of the whole area with spray foam insulation.
And when you say that didn't seem to work, it's because water was still
in.
coming
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what it means when it doesn't work. It's not stopping the water.
But like water is still coming in layer upon layer.
Like each layer, each thing I've tried, the water's leaked in less, but it's still leaking in. And then we had a gnarly rainstorm the night we arrived in Ohio and stayed the night. And when we woke up in the morning, there was still some water that had leaked into the van. So when we got to the campground yesterday, I spent the afternoon doing 2 things. I was absolutely inundated with work, and so were you. Mm-hmm. So I spent 4 hours answering emails, and just like, of course, the day I'm trying to go on a vacation and enjoy my day is an absolute anomaly for my business, and I just get absolutely overwhelmed. And in between answering all those emails, I had to remove the custom screens I built for the back of the van. And I'll show you a little shot of the custom screens here too.
Do you have any shots of the old screens?
No, I don't think so, but maybe I can find a clip of
the back of the van.
The back of the van.
It was pretty hideous.
So what happened was the old screen used to have a little rubber gasket that held the screen in, because it's a big opening where like the heat from the air conditioner comes out. And over 23 years, it had rusted and rotted and fell apart. And when we removed it, it just broke apart in our hands. So I had to come up with something new. So I went and got this extruded steel screen and drilled some holes and bolted it on. So I had to take that off yesterday. And then I used a whole can of Leak Stop and sprayed the whole inside. And I still don't think it's done. I still think we've got to do a better repair on this. But it's better each time I pour something in there, less water comes in. And I've said this so many times in our videos, we try and keep this real, man. We're not just sleeping beside, beautiful, like, mountain streams and stuff like that. Like, this is,
nobody is.
We travel, like, we're traveling to cities, to destinations, and we're staying in grimy Walmart sometimes, and we're having bad experiences on the road. And for all the good experiences we have, there are bad experiences too. And that might be with people. That might be because the van's breaking down. That might be because we're overwhelmed with work that day or something, because we both run our own businesses. But overall, I feel like the last 2 years, we've had far, far more problems with the van. The van now has about 320,000 kilometers on it. It's 23 years old, and it's had a lot of problems. And the problems are getting worse. And on top of that, the brand new fridge we had put in, because if you saw our Florida video, our fridge died. So $3,000 repair to get a new fridge put in. And the fridge started fucking up yesterday. It won't run on AC or only for a limited time. And then it starts to go haywire, like it's trying to relight the gas and it's going back to AC and it doesn't know what it's doing. So we ended up having to just unplug the fridge this morning and run it on gas. Thankfully, it seems to be running on gas in DC okay, but now I'm going to have to take it back to the RV center and say, hey man, I don't know what you guys did when you put the fridge in, but it's not working again. And all of this takes more time out of our lives, more time that we could be doing things we love, like rollerblading and cycling and skateboarding and all the things I enjoy in my life keep getting eaten up by van repairs. And this is the trade-off when you own an old van. And it feels like it's coming close to a head where we're saying, like, I don't know, man, this van is taking up more time and more money than it's worth, but at the same time, without this van, none of these trips would happen. None of them. We're not going to travel in the Honda. We have a Honda Fit. We're not going to travel in the Honda Fit with 3 dogs and stay in hotels. Like, it's not even practical. It's very difficult. Anyway, I know we tend to break up the videos with these rants, and this really isn't a rant. This is just, I like to be real. And I've said this since day one. These videos are really for us, for future us, to look back on and see all of our trips. And I want us to look back and remember the good and the bad times. And this is the reality of traveling in a camper van. You're going to have breakdowns. You're going to have issues. And that's the nature of the game. There's nothing you can do about it. And as your van gets older and older and older and older and older, it breaks down, just like me. I'm breaking down. I'm getting older. And I'm falling apart too. So I can't hardly blame Stevie, our beloved van. Anyway, we're going to head out. We're going to go for early ride time at Kings Island today. And I think we're not staying tonight. We have a second night at the Lebanon KOA, but I think at this point we've decided it might just be best to head home. We can't even plug in at the RV or plug the RV in at the campground because the fridge just goes crazy when the van's plugged in.
Because you cannot manually put it on gas.
No, our new fridge has only an auto feature, so it looks for...
It sounded great.
Yeah.
In theory.
Because it's supposed to look for AC first, and if it can't find AC, it goes to DC. But for some reason,
it goes to gas.
Sorry, it goes to gas, you're right. But for some reason, once we plug the van in, it's trying to run on AC and can't for some reason, so it's going all haywire, and we can't get it to go to gas because it can detect that we're plugged in. So the only way to get the fridge to work...
Which is why it was making that machine gun sound.
But if we unplug the van to get the gas, like to get the fridge to run on gas, then what's the point of being at the campground? So I think what we're going to do is spend the day at Kings Island and shake this off and have a good time. And then I think it just makes sense, instead of driving back here this evening and staying and then driving home in the morning, might as well get a head start and start driving home tonight and stay in a Walmart because we can't be plugged in anyway. Well, overall, had a great time yesterday. Got on a ton of coasters, lots of thrills, and hopefully a little bit more of that today, and then the drive home. But that's the reality of driving around in an old camper van. There's going to be a lot of headaches, and as this thing gets older, more headaches. The ratio of headaches to good times are climbing. Our plan is a new van soon enough. By soon enough, maybe a few years. We're saving up and we're buying components for the new van, like a fridge. We've already got a fridge to go in the new van and a few different things, but it is what it is. So let's head off to Kings Island and try and have a good day.
Monopoly.
Well, sweets, we did pretty good. We got on a bunch of rides in 2 days, but the park is packed. It's a Saturday. I figured it would be, even if, you know, it's early in the season. Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the coasters?
Yeah.
You like Orion?
I like this line better.
Thank you. Me too. All right, let's hop back in the van and start making our way back to America's Top Hat, Canada. And we're going to stop in Dayton.
Dayton.
Pronounce Dayton, please.
Right.
Well, if you add an A, what is it?
Dayton.
That's right, so Dayton. People mispronouncing all these city names.
There's no E. It would have to be Dayton.
I heard some fool called Toledo. He said Toledo.
What'd I say?
All right, peace out, Kings Island. We'll see you, I don't know, someday in the future.